everyone, my name is Nicola. I am simply a stitcher. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome, it's great to have you, and if you are returning, thank you for coming and spending some more time with me today. So today I'm going to do a little stitch with me video, and this will be one that will have some chats, so I'll be going through your lovely comments. And as you can see, I am working on this beauty. This is Daughter of the Deep. Artwork is by Josephine Wall and charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And as you can see, I'm up here in the sea, in the surface. And yeah, stitching this one on the diagonal in an 80 by 80 stitch square block. Now, I'm still relatively new to diagonal stitching, so the way I do it may not be the way that you may be used to seeing it. Oh, excuse me. But it'll all shake out. It'll all work out in the wash, won't it? So I've got some comments to go through. Let's just get some camera in there. Yeah, I've got some comments to go through today. I am 190 stitches in, and I'm stitching this 1/1 full cross on some 25 count even weave. So yeah, let's see how far we can get. So I hope everybody is well, and certainly at this time in various parts of the world we're having some weather events. Here in the UK it's been very wet, and we've had some local flooding, but I know also that people who live in the USA have been affected by some bad stormy weather. So I do hope that all of my friends in other parts of the world, if you are experiencing some difficult weather, that everybody is safe. Things can be repaired, but lives cannot be replaced. And please, please do ensure that you stay very safe. So yeah, so I'm on annual leave this week, and I'm actually filming this stitch with me a day early because I'm away at the weekend and I want to have everything filmed and uploaded before I go. I have a model stitch as well that I do want to get through too. And yeah, it's I'll be going back to work for a rest. Twas ever thus, eh? That's what it's like for me. But there we go. Okay. That's 3766. Ugh. It's been a very gloomy couple of days here, and it's still not great today. But there we go. I was hoping to get out for and have a nice long walk, but weather says no. I mean, I could sort of go out there and put my wellies on and what have you, but is there any sense in, you know, potentially making myself unwell? No. We have to take a sensible view, don't we? Oh yeah. I'm just enjoying some stitchy time. Get plenty done this week where I can. But obviously, because I'm away at the weekend, I know that my weekly total will take a bit of a hit. But that's fine. It's not a race. The only thing that is kind of a race is to get this model stitching done. And to be fair, the lady who I do the model stitching for, she has very relaxed guidance. You know, like for example, this current project I've been given the end of October to get it back, and it's about 5 hours of stitching. So yeah, it's not going to take that long. So as you watch this video, I am away with Andy, and we are in Warwickshire and Stratford upon Avon, as in Shakespeare country. As it was our wedding anniversary on the 29th, we usually try and get a couple of days away. You know, it just so happens though that it's fell a few days after our anniversary and not before or on even. But this weekend we were a little busy. His children were here spending the weekend with us. And of course I had my stream and everything else, and yeah, you know me, I like to stay busy. I don't like to be doing nothing. I mean, when I retire, I'm pretty much going to be constantly on YouTube as a creator, not as a viewer. And I know it's so nice that, you know, many of you guys actually look forward to seeing me, and I am really touched by some of your comments that you make, both on these videos and my floss tubes and on the live. Anyway, let's get to some comments. I want to try and get up to date with comments today. We're going to have about an hour and a half of stitchy time as usual. So the first one is on live stream number 15. When I am back, well, I'm certainly back on Wednesday live stream. And it's from Natalia, who's Official Mermaids Cove, who sends me some hearts. So thank you so much, Natalia. It's always lovely for you seeing you interacting with my videos, and I do enjoy watching your content as well. Okay, those off. Okay, and then I had a new subscriber, a lady in New Zealand, who is also called Nicola. So hello, Nicola in New Zealand. And her channel is, her username is Cottrell Family. And she says, hello, Nicola, from another Nicola on the other side of the planet. I stumbled upon your channel tonight and figured out why not start with number 1 like you're a new show on Netflix. So just for context, this particular comment is on my very first floss tube, which is a million miles away from me now, isn't it? You know, obviously I've changed enormously since my early days. Where am I here? There. And yeah, I mean, looking back at those early floss tubes myself, I'm a bit, oh my goodness. But for me, I do occasionally go back and have a look, because it's always a good reminder of how far you've come. So, and she goes on to say, anyway, I'm in for the long haul. Random comments coming your way. Take care, Nick in New Zealand. Thank you, Nick. Or Nicola. It's great to have you as a subscriber. And she makes the next comment on floss tube number 3 and says, when I had a couple of issues with people making some rather rude comments on my very first couple of floss tubes. And Nick comments that God, some people are petty. I think you're all kinds of brave putting yourself out there, and to be honest, and being honest that life with mental health is hard. Yeah, it is. I am getting better. I mean, my anxiety is certainly much more under control now than it was, but it still can be difficult sometimes. I mean, some people handle criticism and pettiness differently, and for me, it feels very personal. Although it probably isn't, it does feel very personal. So, yeah. And yet here you are, she says, being 500 times the human they will ever be. I'm glad you blocked and deleted. They're not worth your time. Yeah, and it's still a policy I stand by now. I very rarely have to block and delete on YouTube. But, you know, if anybody chooses to come to my channel and decide that they are going to be anything less than pleasant, constructive criticism is one thing. I have let a few comments in where, you know, people said, you know, well, I don't understand why you're doing it this way, try doing it that way, kind of thing. Constructive criticism is one thing. Downright rudeness is absolutely another, isn't it? Okay. Kay, who's Stitchy Pfeiffer, says, hi Nicola, I finally found your chatty Stitch with me amongst a humongous pile of floss tubes I had to watch. I know that Kay is a little bit behind on her floss tube, but I'm sure that she'll be catching up. She says, I'm like you when it comes... Oh, hang on. No, wrong one. When it comes to knitting, I much prefer paper over the digital option. I'm having to rebuild my stash of knitting and crochet bits and bobs after they all had to be ditched when I went into a homeless a few years ago. But I'm slowly but surely getting there. Oh, that's good stuff. That is good news. I just need to find a supplier of bamboo needles at a good price. If anybody has any recommendations, drop them down for Kay. So Kay's in the UK, so if we can get bamboo needles at a good price, I'm sure she'd appreciate. The map of Middle-earth is really coming along great. Yes, it is. 1/3 there now, which I'm super happy about. It seems to be coming along a treat. And also thank you for the support this past week as I navigate the world of floss tube from the other side of the camera. That's my pleasure. If we don't support and help each other rise, then, you know, who are we? We should support each other. And I know that in my Simplicity and Friends Facebook group, I have a few new floss tubers who I've given a shout out, Kay being one of them. You know, and I do have, I was kind of thinking on the hoof when I did my floss tube, so I didn't think of everybody. But of course, you know, if you join the group, you'll see there are a number of us floss tubers in there. Let's try that one from the other way because it's slipping. Okay, Laurie says in my Lord of the Rings stained glass, nice to see how other colours add to the shape. Can't wait for the bright colours. Hurry up, lol. I'm doing my best, Laurie. There's a lot of black in that one. There was over 120,000 black stitches when I started, and I have got to so just reconnecting this thread, but I'm out of shot. I think, yeah, but I've got to 70,000 left, and plan on taking it away when I'm away, because straight black stitching I can do in a room, don't need anything special to do that. So yeah, but I'm hurrying. Okay, let's get a thread. Kelly also comments on the same video, Kelly from Kelly's Quilts and Cruises, and she says stitching with the other dark colours sure brings in definition, looking good. Yeah, I had a bit of a tussle with that piece this week because it was out on my Sunday stitch last week, and I started adding in some colours, and I've got quite a number of dark colours which I had to add up to a lot of stitches, and then to complete some of these lines I've got colours which aren't a lot of stitches, and it's just a case of where do I draw the line, where do I, which colours do I add in and which ones do I not, so I've decided for the moment just to go back to the straight black stitching. And kind of see how it goes, because I was just sort of getting to the point that the more colours I'm adding in, I might as well just start filling the flipping thing in. Which, of course, I could always change my mind and do, but I don't really want to. I want to do it, try and colour complete it with the black first, if I can. Although, to be fair, it doesn't really matter. It's just, how I want to do it. Kind of set myself the challenge, if you like, of completing on all that black. But there we go. Okay, Judy Stone on my live stream on the Wednesday says great progress, and of course I am working on She Sleeps during my Wednesday stream, and She Sleeps is looking phenomenal. I am over 46% the time I film this, which is great. I'm hoping to be around about 70% for the end of the year, which I know is a bit of a reach, but I am hopeful that I can get to that or close to that. And 70% out of the 150,000 stitches it is will, certainly be over the 100,000 stitches mark, and 50,000 stitches is a blink of an eye, isn't it, really, in my world, in my stitchiness, because I do, last week on She Sleeps I put in 4,000 stitches, and it was just, I don't kind of get, with She Sleeps I find it difficult in the beginning. I've made no secret of that. At the beginning I found it hard to stitch on her. I find it difficult to get into it, but this last week I've just kind of just hunkered down and stitched away on it, and the last thing I'd want is to get to a point that I don't want to stitch on it. So I'm just kind of mindful of that. And I do sort of have usually at least one day a week, if not two, that I don't work on it. They are usually, depending on working and work schedule and office days, they are usually Thursdays and Sundays that I don't work on it. But I think I got in some on the Thursday this week, which obviously added to that total because I was working from home all week last week. But Sunday I didn't stitch on it at all, and I just stitched on my Lord of the Rings, and I got 1900 stitches in, which I was really very happy with. And then Monday, I stitched Sailing Fairy for 1,000, and then another 600 on She Sleeps. So, you know, my stitchy book, no matter what, no matter how many I stitch, it's still there. It still goes. The more I stitch, the more I want to stitch. Plus, I'd also done some crochet granny squares as well on Monday because I was waiting for an email. And after I'd done 3 squares and the email didn't turn up, I was like, yeah, I'm going to go and get She Sleeps out. And then I went and stitched on She Sleeps, and the email turned up at 10 o'clock at night. So it was a good idea to put the crochet down. Geo says, can I explain how I fold up the excess fabric when you place in a hoop to stitch? Mine is always so bulky and awkward. Yours looks more manageable. I plan on doing a video about it, Geo, so do keep your eyes out for that going forward. Again, the video will be my way, how I do it, and I will show with a round hoop, but I'll also show with a nudge hoop as well. Nudges, of course, being, for those that don't know, being the oblong shaped hoops. So yeah, it's something that I do get asked about quite a lot. And I also show as well how I attach it to my Lowry stand. Oh no, I'm just parking that. Oh, that was good. And what I've done with that stitch. Oh. Okay, Sailing Fairy, last stitches me that I did with that. Kelly's Quilts and Cruises says, the colours in this piece are gorgeous. I love the marine blues and aquas. The panorama aspect is interesting, too different than usual. I think that's what attracted me to it in the first place, because of the panorama sort of element. It just looked a little bit more interesting a stitch, and I'm glad I chose it. But, you know, I mean, Sarah from Pain Free Crafts has done a great job. I know I keep saying this, but she's done a great job on charting it. The symbols are lovely and easy to read in Pattern Keeper because she's enlarged them and emboldened them a little bit. You know, the charting really is very good. And it's stitching up as it should. There's no mystery. When I open pattern keeper, and when I stitch, the mock-up and the stitching, it's the same, so it tallies. Sounds like somebody's having a delivery outside, because there's somebody out there with a big gob. That is horrific noise. Right, 2 seconds, people. Let me just move my stand out of the way a little bit and have a peek. Oh, it's next door, so it looks like they're having some work done to their house. It's a PVCU installer who is there, so I've been able to set this up again. Sorry about this, chaps. I just, you can't, I can't let my nosiness go. I'm very nosy. Ah, come on. There we go. Oh, sorry about this. It's quaking and everything. There we go. So yeah, looks like I'm having some work done next door. We might hear a little bit of noise because the delivery is coming now. So I'm not sure if they're having new windows or a conservatory built or something. It's a conservatory and UPVC installer. So there we go. I'm so nosy. But if you don't look, you don't know, do you? Okay, Gail on live stream on Wednesday says hello. Lovely Gail. Then Michelle the Quilter on my floss tube 37. Michelle says, I was referred to you by a mom and pop quilt shop and have subscribed. I mostly make quilts, but I know how to embroider and cross stitch. Beautiful pieces. Thank you so much, and it's lovely to have you. I love the mom and pop quilt shop community, and I do try and join in on Laura Lynn's lives when I get the chance. But sometimes on a Tuesday I'm in the office and I can't, and sometimes on a Saturday I'm a little busy with other stuff and I can't, but I do like to try and join where I can. Okay. That is so noisy outside, it's annoying. It's normally so quiet at this time of day. I was just looking through this, look at the gorgeous colours, but look at that stitch there. That looks a bit, let's have a poke at it. That's better. Colours are gorgeous, aren't they? Okay, Enid on the same video, the Nerdy Stitcher Enid, says first comment, Enid. Okay. Then I had another person who came via Mom and Pop. Just move that down a tiny touch. Who was Donnell's Stitchery. Hello, just subscribed today. Your work is beautiful. Thank you so much, Donnell. And Kelly replies to say, hi, Donnell. Nicola is awesome. Love seeing her projects. Thank you so much. I am definitely feeling the love. Okay. Okay. Flush tube number 38. I was definitely having some trouble with tech gremlins because the Sunday stream didn't go ahead as planned. And Laurie comments to say, damn those tech gremlins, hope you figure it out. Great progress. I am figuring it out slowly but surely with a little help from my friends, particularly from the lovely Karen, who has been a source of knowledge and, you know, has really been absolutely solid with me. I can't sort of praise her enough, really. I am not particularly technologically minded. I can manage when it comes to work, but, you know, when it comes to home, it's a bit different. I think as it is for a few of us, isn't it? If you get paid for doing it, it's a bit different. So if you're doing it for yourself, kind of thing. And when you get paid to do it, you have to do it. I don't like IT very much. My videos are handed across to Andy for editing, and you know, he does most of my background stuff. So there we go. Right, okay. Katinka says, I feel for you and your IT problem. Of course you will be able to fix this. Don't give up. Google the exact problem you have. Most likely other people have had it. Contact YouTube support if need be. Can't imagine life without your live streams. Oh, bless you. I will be trying to ensure that they carry on. And then she says also great stitching progress. Thank you, Katinka. It's wonderful as ever to have your support. The support of you guys here on YouTube is absolutely worth its weight in gold. It really is. And it encourages me to carry on and to find solutions and to do that scary thing, you know, learning. Okay. Oh, so gobby this bloke outside. Really loud. It probably have even disturbed the cat from her sleep, so she probably won't be best pleased either. And considering it's a rainy day, it's not exactly the best day for my neighbour to be having work done. I can hear the rain coming down through the chimney. Okay, back to the comments. So Kelly says tech problems are the worst. I had to give up the camera app that I had because it no longer works. A webcam for Christmas for me from Santa, I think. Yeah. Well, the webcam that I bought doesn't seem to want to do the job, which I'm most annoyed about because it wasn't cheap. But anyway, Sharon says, I hope we get the issue sorted. Technology is great when it works, but boy, isn't it frustrated when it doesn't? Yep, it sure is. And she ends by telling me to keep smiling. I will do my best. I'm really looking forward to getting some interesting points in this one. I'm hoping it'll come in the next square. Maybe not. Okay. Again, Natalia leaves me some hearts. Thank you, Natalia. Okay. Got a big patch of this colour coming up, which is nice. Jeannie Lightner on, again, Floss Tube 38, says, Hannah's blanket's quite lovely. Sorry I've missed the last 2 weeks of live Sunday stitching, but I've been watching American football. Well, I don't think you missed much because I couldn't do a live due to the old gremlins, but yeah, we'll be back. This weekend I'm at a coat retreat, but promise to catch up. Have a great stitching week. Thank you so much, Jeannie. Hannah loves her blanket. She's already quite attached to it, which is good because I didn't make it for decoration. Okay. Nice to get a full row of 10 stitches in. Okay. Oodles of Stitches. I love that name. She says, technology is a wonderful thing until it stops working. Believe me when I say I feel your pain. I have trouble keeping up with technology anyway. That's me. So when it goes wrong, out comes the swear box. Yep, mine is full. The most frustrating thing is I find it never tells you what the problem is, so you can go and fix it. Oh no, it makes you have to guess. And it could be the smallest, teeniest, tiniest thing. Maybe you could ask your daughters. Teenagers are so natural with technology. How I envy them. Also, maybe your YouTube account settings for lies rather than the equipment. Just guessing though, guessing being the ultimate word. Well, I checked all my settings and stuff, and I always make sure that it doesn't record when I broadcast from my phone. It doesn't record to the phone's memory. It goes directly to YouTube. So it's not a phone memory issue or anything like that. I don't know. It's just YouTube having a wonky moment, I think. But you know, I seem to have been able to sort of do it now with the restreaming service and the camera app that Karen very kindly pointed me to. And you know, certainly the last couple of streams that I've done have been a massive improvement. Things can only get better, and I have to, you know, sort of carry on, plow on, moving forward. Try not to go backwards, just to keep moving forward. No. Let's just park that one for now. Really, stitches above. Okay. Sandy on Floss Tube 38 says, great progress, Nicola. Hannah's blanket is beautiful. I hope you managed to sort out the gremlins for your lives. Thanks for sharing. Take care and happy stitching. Yeah, me too, Sandy, me too. And yeah, I'm getting there slowly but surely. I think, you know, I try things, and if it doesn't work, there's got to be another way. And I think we'll iron out the bumps. What have I done here? Went over 2 squares like an absolute whomper. I don't know. That's just not concentrating, that. Let's try that again. Okay, where am I? That's the last stitch. So there. Well, there. It's a very pale colour on a pale fabric. It's actually better. I'm actually better off looking through my phone screen where I'm recording, because the colour, believe it or not, is brighter. Okay, Jodie. Hey Jodie, hope you're doing well. Comments and says, really enjoyed the visit, Nicola, and all your awesome progress. So sorry I've had problems with streaming. I have my fingers and toes crossed, all goes well. Happy early anniversary to you and Andy. Sorry I haven't been commenting lately, but I have been watching. It's absolutely fine, Jodie, no problem at all. I know that you're a busy lady. She says, life has been hectic. On a good note, I have new grandbaby at number 17 and he's perfect. Congratulations. See you soon. Happy stitching, Jodie. P.S. I love Hannah's blanket you made. I'm going to have to try C2C sometime. Yeah, I really love doing the C2C. I was kind of a bit disappointed when Dana said she wanted her blanket in granny squares, because I would have loved to have done another big C2C one. But it is what it is. Oh, needles come unthreaded. You just have to love technology, says Patricia Pillin. Yep, you do. Or not, as the case may be. Yeah, technology is great, as we say, when it works. When it doesn't, it can create all kinds of drama. And again, Mermaid's Cove releasing some lovely hearts. Enid on my Realm of Middle Earth map. Last chatty stitch with me says nice stitching. Thank you, Enid. And Sharon, the lovely Sharon Fennell. Sharon has had a battle on her hands. She's had some surgery and I think chemo or radiotherapy, because she discovered a lump. But thankfully, she's been able to ring the bell. And I did make a point on and mention this in my last chat It Stitch with me. Sharon says thank you for your very kind words. It's a very strange journey that you go on. I went into hospital feeling well and have come out feeling poorly. I can't wait to start to feel normal again. I've always been very lucky with my health and not used to this. My stitching, my floss tube and audiobooks have kept me sane. Not always been able to join the lives, but enjoy watching them on playback. Thank you for all the channel content that you deliver each week. No worries at all. And I can understand where you're coming from. I've not been in your position myself, so, I would be lying if I said I knew, because I don't. But I can understand, that when you have something like what you had, you wouldn't feel unwell. So the diagnosis of such things is normally by happenstance and not because of any, that you are not 100%, like, for example, when you're getting a cold, you start with a sore throat and a blocked nose, and then you get stuffy and maybe a little bit chesty. But with something like that, it would only be by happenstance, or, as those ladies do, regular check-in, that you notice that there is an issue. And it doesn't make you feel unwell that there is a lump. But going into hospital, having the surgery, and then the drugs, the chemotherapy afterwards, then yeah, I can imagine that would make you feel rather unwell, because you're not trying to cure something. Well, you are trying to cure something, but you're not trying to cure something that's physically already made you feel unwell. The cure for what you have makes you feel unwell. I might not be talking cobblers, I don't know. But yeah, I can see where you're coming from. Sometimes the treatment can be harsher than the illness. But I do wish you all the very best, Sharon, and I hope that you continue on your journey and are healthy going forwards, going down the line. I know that there's a couple of people I know in real life who have had this issue. There's a lady that I work with who went for a health check and was given a diagnosis as well. And, again, she was exactly the same, not unwell, and it was happenstance. And her growth was not even visible. It had come upon, I think, like a mammogram or something, and her growth was not even visible to the naked eye, but you could see it on, and it was certainly not palpable, but they could see it on a mammogram and sent her straight away for further treatments and tests. So yeah. And then I know another lady who I've known for years who had a mastectomy last week, and now literally every post that she writes on Facebook, she writes, check your boobs. And I will be saying that as well. Check your boobs. It doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man, because men can get breast cancer just like women can. Check your boobs. And of course, if you're a man, check your other bits and all. Hopefully one day there will be a cure for all the ills. And that day is a long way off, I think, because, these things are very complex Oh my ears. That delivery's still rattling about outside. Although he's stopped being noisy now. Okay, Sandy says great stitch with me as always. Take care and happy stitching. Thanks for sharing. Thank you, Sandy. That was on my Realm of Middle Earth. And then Enid leaves me some heart faces. You know, the ones where the eyes are two hearts. It's a smiley emoji. I used to call them smileys when I was a kid. And that I am now fully up to date with comments. Normally I would have some from my frost tube, but of course I haven't released it yet because I'm filming this video a little earlier. But yeah, that's all my comments. Let's fasten off this thread because it's getting a little short. So yeah, so that's all good. And I still have 40 minutes of video time. Okay. My stomach's growling again. I can hear it. Whether or not you guys will hear it, I don't know, but I can hear it. Mind you, it is a little later in the day. Normally I would be working about now. But I set off my filming a little bit later after Hannah's gone to work today. So I've got the house to myself. Because normally you'd hear somebody chirping in the background, but it just so happens today we've got a workman next door. Let me just move my camera angle a teeny tiny. Come on forward. There we go. And get the field of stitching. Oh, excuse me. I've got hiccups now. Okay. Let's have some 772 out. Come on, 772. Wherefore art thou? There you are. Oh, nearly lost my needle then. Okay. Yes, I do feel for them having work done when it's teeming down with rain. Today's schedule for me involves bumming chair, stitching away, get my stitches done on this, get my model stitch done, and see how much further I get. Ooh, and I've just had a notification that Tinny has released a video, so I should be going to watch that too. You like Tinny? And I definitely think it's a hot coffee kind of day. We oh, you noisy thing. We wanted to go do our supermarket shop yesterday, but Lauren had to go and renew her bus pass. And it would involve a trip to the town, which is the opposite direction supermarket. So what we did was the normal supermarket that we go to, we were checking the roads and the weather and stuff, and we were like, yeah, that ain't happening because we think it's flooding down there. So we changed our plan completely and rang Lauren and said, look, meet us up at the supermarket near your school. We'll use that one for a change. And which we did. We met her up there. And she did a bus pass online with Hannah. Because otherwise she would have had to then go the opposite end of town, and of course the risk of getting caught in floodwater was unacceptable. So different supermarket, so I have different groceries this week. I normally go to Asda, and this week we've gone to Tesco, but we shall see. I don't think it'll make an awful lot of difference. Hannah was already like this morning, like not this morning, last night. Mom, yes, Hannah. No, Hannah has autism and has sensory issues with some foods. Can you taste this ham? Does it taste the same as the one from Asda? So I had to go through the motions of tasting a slice of ham and telling her that yes, it does taste the same as the one from Asda, albeit a little bit more salty. The texture is slightly different, but I'm sure she'll be okay. The things we have to do. Yes, with her and the sensory stuff, it's a case of you have to kind of not acquiesce to her, but remind her that sometimes things will be a little bit different, but that's okay because, you know, very often things are not the same, are they? It's part of her growing and developing as a young adult, I think. 955. This racket outside, I think it's going to annoy me all day. They're in for the day, I'm in for an annoying day. Hannah's gone to the kennels today, and I said to her, you know, just be aware that there might not be an awful lot of dog walking today. And she's already sent me a message about it. Saying absolutely banging it down there. And I said to her this morning before she left, don't be surprised if you don't spend all day there, because if the weather isn't there, then you probably won't be walking dogs. You know, they'll be safe and warm and dry in kennels. Oh yeah, she says, but there's other stuff to do. Well, yeah, I get that. But yeah, as ever, it's the don't be disappointed if pre-warning her. I've kind of got that now as a mom of a young adult with autism. Foreshadowing is not their strong point, so reminding her that, you know, this weather does change things. You can't sing, pal. Reminding her that this weather does change things is always a good idea. Okay. Oh, well, that was clever. Oh, there we go. Just reconnecting a thread will probably be out of shot. Oh no, just still in, just about. Thinking about what I'm going to have for my breakfast today. I think some summer fruit and yogurt will be just the ticket, and a nice cup of coffee. And when I've done this, I think that will be my next job. Oh, blimey. Oh. Excuse me, yawning away. I'm in relaxation mode, you see, that's where it is. Stitching, isn't it? Okay. I'm doing quite well on this. I'm up to 400 stitches. And I started off on 190, so I'm over 200 at the mo, which is good. Still got 25 minutes. So my Simply Stitcher Facebook group is getting lots of members. I have 185, I think, at the last count. And it's great that it's not all about stitching. It can be, you know, a picture of your fur baby, or it can be a favourite designer or seller, or a new floss tuber, or an old floss tuber. A video that you think that people should see. And that's the real nice thing, that, you know, anything goes, doesn't have to be stitching related, because it's just nice. Oh, I have a banging now. I'm going to have a nose in a bit and see what they're having done. So yes, if you're not in the Facebook group, then do join. And there are a couple of joining questions. It's really to ensure that there's no bots or spammers. To be fair, they're not hard questions. They are, do you watch me on YouTube? It doesn't matter if you don't, but you know, if you do, great. What you're currently working on, and do you agree that, you know, the group is a drama-free zone, which is pretty standard, really, isn't it? I do like my morning stitchy time. My daybreak stitching is usually my most productive time. I would be doing stitching after dark like Needlebug, but I like my bed too much. I like my sleep. I know Karen's a night owl. I think it might have briefly stopped raining, but the forecast is for rain much of the day, so another miserable one for us. I said to Andy yesterday, I don't think we've had really any seasons this year. We didn't really have much of a spring. We certainly didn't have much of a summer. And as for autumn, well, I think we can just term anything from March onwards as monsoon season here this year. Seems to have been an awful lot of rain. And the powers that be will still say, oh, we've a water shortage. We're doing a hose pipe ban. I don't think anybody's that bothered, because at the minute, I don't think gardens are watered. I think they're drowning. If I was working this week, I wouldn't be in the office because of the risk of flooding. People have got stuck in far less. Been stuck in rain, been stuck in snow. Oh, noisy chuffs. Stuck in rain, stuck in snow, and I've no intention of doing that on purpose. Aren't they noisy? I want to have this all day, aren't I? Marvellous. Oh, Pandy doesn't have any recording to do today. I know he did quite a lot last night, but if he's got anything to do today, it could be in lumber. This lot. Oh my God, he's singing again and all. Well, not a lot I can do, is there? Just again move my frame a wee bit. Cool. Stitching looks quite good though. I'm quite impressed. I actually quite like this method of stitching, this diagonal. And it certainly seems to have given me a bit of oomph in this piece, because all of these greens and blues is kind of getting bored, but the diagonal gives me a little something to focus on. Oh my goodness. I don't know what he's doing out there. Sounds like they're wrecking the joint. You know, to be fair, since the woman across the road was, shall we say, forcibly had to leave, it's been quite quiet. But, you know, I think these tradesmen are even noisier. They have new occupants in the house over the road now, and you know, and they seem to be quite nice. You don't have to have the windows cleaned with a sander, let's put it that way. So that's one thing. And the one that used to live there is back sniffing around on TikTok. She's just had another holiday at somebody else's expense. Nice if you can get it, isn't it? But people like that have absolutely no shame in taking from others who perhaps can't really afford it, but they think they're doing some good. And it's certainly not something that, you know, I would ever do, would ever even consider, because at the end of the day, you know, I work hard for what I have, and I wouldn't dream of saying to anybody, "Oh, just, you know, give me the money for a fortnight in Turkey, will you?" But she doesn't. She's obviously got no shame in doing that. And it's like, not actually asking. It's like, "Oh, I could just do with a holiday. Well, my friend's got a villa in so and so. You can have it for a couple of weeks." "Oh, but I can't afford the flights." "Oh, what's your PayPal? We'll send you some money. We'll fund you the flights. You can get them on Skyscanner or whatever for, you know, rock bottom price." Just think, what the hell? And people are daft enough to do it. So she's done that again. But yeah, no shame. Don't dream of doing anything like that. So I'm quite looking forward to, as you watch this, I'll be in Warwick and Stratford. I'm quite looking forward to that. A long time since I've been to Warwick. And Stratford, of course, is Shakespeare country. Stratford upon Avon. It'll be quite nice. And of course, it's always time well spent with Andy. Don't get to spend an awful lot of time out and about with him these days. So when I do go, it's really nice. And, you know, pace for pace, I can outwalk him. Because I'm certainly a lot fitter now than what I used to be. Oh, my stomach. Get ready for that fruit and yoghurt. Okay. Come on. Okay. He can't sing, this bloke outside. He really can't. Mind you, it's a tradesman's thing, isn't it? Have you noticed? No matter what, they always sing badly. I don't know if it can be picked up. I don't even know what he's singing. Ah, well. Let him get on with it. I think the fella next door might be off work as well this week. Mind you, they still make a racket and all. I get that toddlers do. I had toddlers myself, but still, there just doesn't seem to be much in the way of, okay, you've said your thing, now let's quieten down. rid of those. Okay. Doing quite well. We're nearly there with today's stitching, folks. Just a few more minutes left. Getting the rest of that I want to do with this colour. Crikey, it sounds like a blooming M1 out there now. All the vehicles coming in and out and engines idling. I don't know. I'm in for a noisy day. I'll stop moaning about it in a minute. Okay. So I'm about at the end of today's stitchy sesh. We shall have a wee mark off and see how many that we did. And I'll just start with my usual reminders. 3 videos coming up on your screen in a moment. If you've not seen those, please do go take a few minutes to have a look. Schedule, as ever, is Floss Tube on Tuesday, Stitch With Me's Thursdays and Saturdays, and live streams Wednesdays and Sundays at 7:30 p.m. UK time. So if you can join me for any or all of those, it would be much appreciated. So I've now done 530 stitches, so that means from 190 to 530 by my maths is 2, 3, 490, 350 stitches, 340 stitches, which I'm quite happy with. So there we go, quite a lump of that diagonal is now done. So I'm going to go carry on and stitch away, and I'm going to investigate and see what they're doing next door because I'm nosy. I'm also going to get some breakfast, stop my tummy rumbles. But other than that, guys, I will see you on the next video. Thanks everybody for watching. Take care. Bye bye for now.